Shelby and Michelle with Farmhouse Living, and welcome back to our channel. We have another home tour, but this one, I have been on the edge of my seat because Stephanie was one of our first home tours ever for Farmhouse Living. I think it's, 4 years, maybe.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yep.
And she has built a new home, and I thought she could never do it better. There's no way.
I knew she could do it better. I knew it. I had all the faith. But this is off the charts, y'all.
I mean, it's
so incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did a brief walkthrough, and I just had so many questions, so many, I can't believe you're creating.
We had to do it. It's like a wedding. You have to have that preview because it's so incredibly off.
Are you
I don't even know what to say.
Are you referring to a first look?
Yes, we had to do a first look because you guys, I'm not kidding, you are just absolutely not going to believe it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and she is not on Instagram. Well, you're on Instagram, Blooming Ivy Lane.
I do have an Instagram. I'm terrible at keeping up with it.
But I'm going to pull her along.
I'm trying.
You have so much inspiration to share. Okay, so this is a new build. Tell us a little bit about the build process and kind of how you came up with this design. And
I just wanted a very traditional style. I wanted a timeless home. What I tell everyone is that when you pull up, I don't want you to be like, oh, that house was built in whatever year. You can tell when, with the trends, which is great. I just don't want to keep up with it. I want to finish and be done.
Yeah.
And so I I tried to do some other things. Even the last house I loved, it just didn't feel like me.
Yeah.
And so I just went back to very classic.
So you came up with the floor plan.
I did. So we drew the floor plan, and that took about 6 months of back and forth with our architect, who I love because she kind of gets me, just right on the same page with me. Anything I said, she's like, got it. And so it's perfect, and I love it. And so far, I wouldn't change anything.
So pro tip, have a relationship with your architect who gets you.
Yeah. Well, and it helps. My husband is a home builder.
Yeah.
And so he built our home, and so we got to know her through doing other houses, because when we build, we can just build what you bring to us, or we can do your plans too. And so the relationship is very important. And so that was a big plus. So
we're standing in your entryway, and there is, like Shelby said, this home has so many layers. So tell us about the entry.
I wanted it to feel, like I said, not only the outside of the house, but the inside of the house. I did a lot of research on trim techniques and just different elements to make it feel timeless. And is it 100 years old? Is it 1 year old? I don't know. So this is not an open floor plan. No. It has kind of an open feel once you get into the main part of the house, but I wanted a very traditional style home. And so that's where we came up with this entry. So we did lots of trim work. I went with real traditional lighting. This one and the one upstairs I got at an estate sale, actually, and they match. The one upstairs is a little smaller. And then we picked up our little stair post at Round Top, and I stripped it down, and they stained it to match everything.
Yeah, we love it.
So off the entry, you have this amazing, it's an office, but you wanted it to feel like a lounge. You were telling us before.
I didn't want it to feel like an office. So I wanted it to kind of feel like a cigar lounge, a men's room kind of area, like a den maybe. I wanted it to be very masculine.
Tell us the fun fact about the paint color.
So that room also connects to our kitchen and our mudroom and pantry. And I have a Ilve
yeah, I think it's Ilve,
and it's the dark blue color. And so I color matched the paint to that so that I wouldn't have too many things.
It was cohesive.
Yes.
Well, and let's talk about
they all
how
match.
That's a cooler color, but you have warm whites in here. What is this color?
This is Sherwin-Williams stucco, which is one I've never heard of, but I was trying to find a good, warm I don't even know what, not tan, but like
like a little
like a
beigey.
cream, but that wasn't like
Yellow.
Yes.
Yeah, you did it, girl.
And so I just flipped through and flipped through and flipped through. I had reached out to a few people on Instagram about colors, didn't really get responses. And so I just had to venture out and figure it out. And we just painted lots of spots, and this is the one we landed on. So it's Sherwin-Williams
Gorgeous.
stucco, and it's a perfect, because it's not a dark,
You know.
but it is definitely warms everything up.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's super cozy. Okay, so I think we're gonna go to the living room.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so now we are in the living room, and like you said, it's not an open floor plan, but it is open. Like,
It's open, so we did a fireplace in the middle with openings on both sides. And so it is open, but it's very separate rooms.
Yeah,
everything
very
is
distinct
defined.
spaces.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Except it draws you in through the fireplace and through the openings.
so tell us, I feel like the focal point is definitely the fireplace. Was that what you were designing around?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very simple, and I wanted it to be that way, but I also wanted it to feel like a real fireplace, and it is. It's built up through the house. It's not just like a, pipe or whatever. But I wanted the stone and all of that to just feel like it has been there for a very long time. And you'll see when we go to the kitchen side, there's also a sitting area on that side. And so it is like we hover around it all
Yeah.
the time on both sides.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
and I love this big statement piece on this other side of the room. So both sides of the room have statements.
Well, so this was another spot that I wanted to be able to interchange. And so at some point, I think I would like to maybe put my chairs in front of the fire and have the TV here.
Okay.
And be able to move things around.
Yeah.
That was another thing in my last house that I did not have that ability at all. It was a small living room, and there was nowhere
Yeah.
to move anything.
Well, that's the great thing about having walls is you
Yes.
can
Yes.
move. So a lot of your furniture was from your old house, but also so much of what you have is estate sale finds, right?
Almost everything is estate sale finds. The only thing in this house that is not from an estate sale would be our couch and chair, these chairs, the leather chairs, and then like our mattresses.
Yeah.
Everything else is estate sales or Round Top. I go to Round Top twice a year. My favorite is East Fort Mall. If I ever need anything, I just go there and I can find exactly what I'm looking for 90% of the time, 99% of the time.
If you're in Texas, then you can find that.
Yeah. And so I feel
sorry,
like it's really encouraging to know that you don't have to, like treasure hunting, you can build a home that looks amazing and designed.
Yeah, it takes patience
Yeah.
a lot. So if you're in a hurry, it's not ideal. It does add so much character and just feel very intentional.
Yeah.
And it's stuff nobody else is gonna have
That's
exactly
right.
like yours.
No.
And so, yeah, every decoration, everything is from estate sales, flea markets,
Yeah.
little antique stores. And I don't go to like expensive antique stores. I go to the little like, ones where you
Hole.
dig.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you just get creative and you can do it on a really good budget. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay, well I gotta get to your kitchen.
Okay.
We gotta do it. So the kitchen, and really, I mean, you've got a little, are you calling this dining room, breakfast snack?
Yeah, I mean, it's our only dining room, so we'll go with dining room. But we only have one kid at home now, and
Yeah.
so it doesn't get used a ton because he's gone
Yeah.
a lot. He's in high school and he's off doing his thing, so we're on the go a lot, and so we just eat at the island or whatever.
But it's still big enough
yeah,
to have,
we don't use it a ton.
yeah.
But it's a dining room. I also, another space that I made to where I could swap them out. Originally we had the dining room here, and this was kind of like a sunroom, and I did that so that I could kind of swap out the spaces, which is why I also did no overhead lighting as far as like over the table or anything, because I just wanted everything
That was a
to
great
be
idea.
transitional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The built-in hutch, this was in your old house.
It was not built in, it was just in our dining room. And we built it into the wall here so that it was more of a fixed piece.
And you put wallpaper.
which is another reason we can never move.
No. There you go.
So yes, so I wallpapered the back of it just to kind of give it a little character.
Yeah.
So cozy.
And we have to tell you, this is an IKEA chair that she made look like the most expensive, high-end.
I had the chair, the dog chewed like the corner of it, and the slip cover wasn't great anyway. The IKEA one, it's not a great slip cover. I mean, I have it on the couch, it's fine, it washes well.
Yeah.
But it's not that pretty.
Yeah.
So I found a picture on Instagram that I love, and so I kind of copied it. But I had to search for the fabric, and so I had my upholstery guy, who's become a sweet friend, make it pretty.
Yeah.
It's just a space that you want to just snuggle and read a book. Then you have this stunning kitchen. So tell us about how you designed it. I mean, these pendant lights are everything. Every detail is just, it's not too much, but it's just, it's full.
So I was watching your video yesterday of needing to plan out, and you're more of a up here kind of, and that's me. I don't have any plan. I just see something, like it, and make it work. And so that's kind of how this whole thing has come together. Like, I have an attic full of furniture that didn't work. That's gotta go. That's gotta go. But I don't know. I just, when I see something, I go for it, and we go from there. So
yeah, and I've said that if you love something and it's you and you're not trying to be somebody else, it's all going to be cohesive and work together.
Yeah.
So that's what you've done.
Yeah.
You've made this
like
on
I
you.
said earlier, I've tried to do other kind of things and throw in some more modern, or throw in, you know, all light stuff or all dark stuff, and I just have to keep going back to whatever feels good. And that's a really big trend right now in design, is that there really aren't any rules.
No.
Yes.
It is do what feels good to you, and it's good. Like, just as long as it feels good, then go for it. And so that's kind of where we're at. I knew I wanted double islands because I wanted that piece of furniture there. I went on a hunt for it, and we were able to find that at Round Top. But otherwise, it's just a collection of stuff. Everybody's like, what style is your home? Like, it's everything. I don't know. I wanted a very European vibe here, but it's also traditional. It's also kind of like New England.
Yeah.
It's also just kind of
You.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's a hard to kind of come up with.
So what color are your cabinets?
These are also everything stucco, that stucco color, and the walls are Sherwin-Williams whitetail.
Whitetail, okay.
Which is a little bit, it does pull a little bit more yellow.
Okay.
It's not yellow
It's not.
at all, but at night it's very warm.
And then you have a mudroom right here, which also has the same color as the little office.
And the stove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
I would not. Is that a mudroom or is it a butler's
There's
pantry?
a mudroom and a butler's pantry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I almost was crazed over that butler's pantry. And I
gotta go in there,
So that's the only thing that you shared on Instagram. And I was literally, you know, Duval Kitchens? Okay, that screamed that to me.
I love their everything. That is the first room that was done because it was the smallest and easy to knock out. I mean, you're gonna put your food in right away. So it's been my favorite room because it was just finished first, and it's dark and cozy, and I don't know. That is my favorite room in the whole house.
Oh wow.
Well, okay, it might be my favorite room, but I think the laundry also.
That's bold. That's a bold one. So everybody does love that, and I do too.
Yeah.
But the butler's pantry is my favorite.
I can't decide.
Let's go to your primary bedroom and show them the laundry, because I think you guys tell us in the comments when you see it which one's your favorite, because I mean, I've never seen this before. If you came up with this, you're a genius.
Right.
Okay, so there's so many details in Stephanie's house that we realized we missed a very important one in the kitchen, and it's your ladder. Tell us about that.
So when I was kind of going off the European vibe, that kept coming up in pictures on Pinterest and everything, and I was like, I have to have that. And so we put a library ladder. It does function. It hangs on the wall, and then it works in the kitchen and the butler's pantry and the laundry room. So it allowed me to make cabinets go all the way to the ceiling and have a way to access them, but it's also a very pretty detail.
Yeah. So it's like amazing wall accent.
Yeah,
but
and it took up a whole wall for decoration.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're going to the primary bedroom, but we could not. We thought about moving on, but that was important.
Yeah, very
It's
important.
a good detail.
It's so good. Okay, I feel like there's so many little inspiration nuggets in here, but you already told us a little bit about your headboard, and I think that's big enough to know.
So I knew that I wanted a statement headboard, and I knew I wanted it to be floral. I wanted layers. I wanted pattern on pattern, but I still wanted it simple.
Yeah.
Ish. You know, like not
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 busy.
too busy.
Yeah.
And so I was researching and trying to find a headboard and a fabric I liked, and they're all so expensive.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had just put it to the side and was moving on to other things. And we were at an estate sale, and I saw this bedspread, like literal, like it's like that itchy stuff on the underside. And I was like, that's it. And so I bought it for $20, and we YouTube videoed a tutorial on how to make a upholstered headboard, and so voila.
Now I have
there
to
it
ask
is.
you, when you say that's it, does Matt ever say no? It's not.
No,
He gets you.
He didn't. I didn't specifically at that moment say that's the headboard, because I
Yes.
kind of had put it over here. I just loved the fabric,
Yes.
and was like, I need that. Like, I
Yeah.
want that fabric. I'm not sure at this moment what I'm going to do with it, but I want it. And then on the drive home, I was like, oh my gosh, it's the headboard. And so we made it like the next day.
But he just goes with it because he trusts
Yeah,
you.
I mean, he's like, really, you're gonna buy somebody's old blanket at an estate sale, you know,
Yeah.
and put it by our heads?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are, and I did wash it multiple times. But
Okay.
It's so pretty.
It's
and, yeah.
beautiful.
So, and it's the statement I needed. The colors are right for the whole house, and so yeah.
It's perfect.
Then you did the scullery wall,
Mm-hmm.
which also just adds so much character. And you told us how you found that.
Yes, I just searching Pinterest, and I can't even remember what it is called. Something. It's like gallery rail
Okay.
or something like that. And it has the little chains. In real ones, they're hanging on the actual chains, like away from the wall. But because I used my curtain rod, it was set
Yeah.
too far out. So I just had to kind of make a faux
But
one.
it looks great.
And so, yeah, it blended my TV, which will eventually have art on it, so that it just kind of created like a
Yeah.
more blended.
Yeah. and
Gorgeous.
This piece was in your living room at your old house, and I think that's a cool example on how furniture doesn't have to live. Like, this does not have to be a dining table. It doesn't
Right.
have to be an entry table. It doesn't have to be. It can be a bedroom. I don't even know what to call.
Well, and I think
That's-
that's what adds character to, and what is kind of that wow factor for homes, is when you use things in an unconventional way.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people wouldn't just put like a farm table in their bedroom.
No.
But
Yeah.
it works in here, and it's simple. I had a big hutch in here, and it was heavy and just, again, didn't feel good. And so we brought this in, and it's light and just less.
Perfect.
you
Yeah.
know?
So never give up. If something
No.
doesn't work,
And-
just keep going.
And move stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Like, we've been here since April. And I mean, even up until last night, we're just like moving things to here, you know, just because it just didn't.
Feel.
Yeah, just be patient, work it out until you like it. And
Yeah.
you don't have to get rid of your stuff. Move it around. Like I said, I have a whole attic full of like end tables and shelves, and
Can we
that
go
I
and
sure
take from
go
that?
for it. That I switch stuff
Yeah.
out. And, you know,
Yeah.
if I see a table for $12 at an estate sale, it may not work right now, but it will eventually.
Yeah, that's great.
So I always have options.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your primary bathroom while we're in here.
Okay.
Also has this, I would say, traditional feel, a little European. I love the windows. Tell us about the design of that.
So I found a bathroom on Pinterest that I loved, and so I kind of did use that layout for it. It's designed, like, the aesthetic is different, but the layout is the same. And it's just kind of eclectic. It literally is just like a collection of a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's not any one style or design or anything. So
But again, stunning and wow. When you walk in, it's just something to see everywhere.
Yeah. The bathtub, and I love the layered mirror on top of the windows. This is a really clever idea. If you do have a window you need some function because you have that vanity set up.
Well, I wanted windows everywhere, and that's a vanity, but I didn't want to give up my windows.
Yeah.
So I had one sitting on the countertop, but it just wasn't like,
doing it.
It just didn't have that like creative feel to me, and that's where there's certain things I fixate on
Yeah.
and need it to feel a little more elevated, and so I just kept trying stuff, and then the curtain rod goes across, so I just hung it on there, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep. Okay, so I was gonna just bring up the laundry room right here, but we gotta
go.
Okay.
So you walk from the primary bedroom to the primary bathroom into your closet that leads to the laundry room, and it's this amazing cabinet.
It's a wardrobe.
It's a wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
Which is like, that's when I'm researching. That's what
That's
they're
it.
I say closet.
I mean, all I know is it's genius. And I mean, it has not only function for laundry, clothes, storage, you even have a little dog space where they can access their little courtyard.
Yeah, their courtyard.
A lot of people get thrown off because there are like double doors at the end, and they're like, why do you have doors in your closet? I'm like, well, it's the dog yard. It makes sense to me. I don't know.
Perfect.
And you're never moving.
But I wanted sunlight in here too, and so
That's
that
good.
was a way to have kind of both things.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the pink.
So I wanted something fun and kind of out of the box, just because it's my closet, but I still wanted it to match the rest of my house. I didn't want to go too crazy where it didn't feel like it flowed with the style of the house. And so we painted this pink, which now is a lot of people are
You were
using
ahead of
pink.
it. You were
So
ahead of
I
the
feel
curve.
like I was at least on target with that. And originally it was just white, and I hadn't decided kind of what I was gonna do. And one of my favorites on Instagram is Nesting with Grace, and she mixes colors and wallpapers and all of that. And so I was like, I'm just gonna wallpaper the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so we picked this wallpaper, and then I wanted the floors to feel very like European kind of. And I love them because it is my closet, and it is the laundry room, and it is the dog room. It needed to be, I couldn't do the wood in here, which I did wood in my bathroom, but because of this space, I just couldn't do wood in here. And I love it because it looks old and worn. And so when the dog's like come in and out, it doesn't look dirty.
Oh,
yes.
It already is.
Yeah.
You know? And so, but it does give it that like kind of ancient
Yeah.
feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to mention that this is super functional because, I mean, it's a dream to have your laundry off of your closet or wardrobe. But
Yeah.
it's so cool because it has pocket or are they pocket?
So we can't, it's pocket doors, so we can close it off from the laundry room.
If you wanted it to feel like a true laundry, or maybe you were having a party, I don't know why you would want to close it off, but you could.
We do close them some because our kids can access our whole bedroom from that. It's a second entrance, so we do have to, like, when I'm changing or things like that, close them.
This honestly, we have done many home tours, most genius of all.
So I tried to like really think of my weaknesses when I did this, and my closet is usually just piles.
Okay.
And this has helped me not have that because it is a thoroughfare kind of for us, and it is pretty, and so I don't want stuff piled up in here. And so it really has helped me to like hang my stuff back up and be able to conceal things and not have any of that out.
Yeah.
Where it's cluttery and messy. One thing about the laundry room is in our other laundry room, it was a big, like, we had lots of open space to move around and stuff. And in this one, I just needed like practicality. We just need this to function. And so it's kind of a galley. But there are these little, and I'll show y'all, but there's little trays that fold out or that pull out for folding and all of that. And so it's super functional. But it's not like, I felt like as much as I loved my old laundry room, it was not a space that we used. Like I folded everything in your kitchen. I mean, in the living room in front of the TV. Yeah. So we just made it a lot more of like a functional space rather than like a big statement space.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will say a lot of time I have noticed that more so than ever people are mentioning that your spaces don't have to be giant to be functional,
Right.
and sometimes the size actually takes away from the function. So
Yeah, like your little powder bath, they're stunning and they're small, but
Yeah.
they pack a punch.
yeah.
You can do a lot with a small space.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're upstairs, and this whole setup I feel like is so functional, but also I don't think I've ever been in an upstairs with this like flow and layout.
I don't know. It was just kind of worked with the downstairs.
Yeah.
But it does feel like a throwback to
Yes.
an old estate.
And
For
so
me.
this landing area wasn't, it was, I mean, there was just a wall and then like dormers on the front. And we were like, well, why not just
Make it a space.
that a space? And it's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll never use it, but it's pretty. And in the future, somebody could use it. But
I'm gonna sit up here.
I'm gonna sit there.
You're gonna sit in the sitting
Just give me
we
like
have lots of
for
sitting
my
area.
cigar night.
And then this space is not, it could be like, you could put like a couple chairs, like if, or whatever in here, but it's really just like a hall.
Well, and it's like
And
a
so-
game
Yeah.
table. It's a
Everything feeds off of this space rather than hallways and stuff. So this is our hallway up here. And so,
well, and I want you to tell them what you told us before about your built-ins and kind of how the cabinet
Yeah.
situation is a happy accident.
so our cabinet guy built these and he's fantastic. I don't know kind of what happened, if it was a miscommunication or what, but he didn't build them all the way up. So there was a gap at the top. And so we were like, what are we gonna do? And so our trim guy came in, and another guy that gets me really well. He was my daughter's softball coach her whole life. Good friends of ours, and so he knows me well. He knows my style, and so he was like, "It's fine, I'll fix it." And then this is what he did.
And you love it so much
and
more.
it's so much better because the detail is something I would not have had
Yeah.
if that mistake had not been made.
So lean
don't
into the
panic.
mistake. Yeah.
Don't panic. It usually ends up way better than you thought it would anyway.
So much better. I love
Yes.
it. And the wallpaper, it's all very cohesive. And a lot of estate sale finds here. And I want to mention one of my favorite spaces in your old house was your bathroom. And you had this hutch in there. And so now it's, again, anything can go anywhere and it still looks.
Yeah. And I loved the hutch in my bathroom. We built that bathroom around that hutch. And so I didn't want to give that up in this house. So I have a miniature hutch in the new bathroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my favorite piece. And that was a round top find that I actually got like super discounted because the leg was broken on the back.
Wow.
And Matt fixed it and it's on the back so you can't tell. And it's such a statement piece. It's so pretty and unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the boys' rooms and their bathroom.
My two oldest are gone to college, so I kind of got to have fun with theirs.
Yeah.
But I still wanted them to kind of feel good to them. But I always want my kids to have a place here to come back to, so I didn't want to change their room. So Jackson's room, he's my history guy. He loves facts and details, loves history. And so we went very Americana kind of, but we call it the Abercrombie room because it does kind of feel like it's got lots of plaids and lots of, just lots of, it feels like a lodgy Americana Abercrombie store. I don't know. And so that was his room. In my old house, I had a collection of ship pictures. And so I did his bathroom with those and just covered the walls with the ship pictures. And so he has a lot of, the kind of old presidential stuff.
Yeah.
Boats, ships. It's kind of a hodgepodge, but it works.
And this guy.
So Harrison's room, we had to update his room completely because in the old house it was like a little boy room. And now he needs a teenage boy room. And so I went bold with his color. He did not want it. He wanted a white, light, bright room. And I said, just trust me.
Yeah.
And so I went with a real dark green in there. But I did leave the top quarter or third or whatever white.
Okay.
And then his is also just kind of a mix of things. He's a golfer, so it's got some golfing stuff, some antlers. He has a big buffalo head. That was like a real point of contention for us.
Love it.
So his room is a collection of golf. He has a big hat collection. There's just all kind of his little trinkets and stuff, but it all works together. And so,
Yeah.
you know, his bedding, I found it in a estate sale. It's a wool like plaid,
Yeah.
and so it's two big pillows and a bed skirt, and so things like that.
My favorite room is the guest room downstairs that is for your daughter when she comes home, and the bathroom. That is my favorite room.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's my favorite.
Yeah, because we bypassed that. So right off the entry is your other kid's room, which is your daughter, and she's also at college. But you said that you were inspired by Studio McGee for that.
So her daughter's room I kind of like did it, but my own twist. Hers is a gray. I did a blue wallpaper on the top and a blue on the bottom. And then her bathroom, we did some fun tile that she kind of had done in there. It's different because Avery's is more like a water closet than just a shower. So she has a clawfoot tub inside her shower in there. And so we put our own spins on it, but I mean, it's on the internet, so it's fair game, right?
Oh, yeah. And I think that's the best thing is you can take what someone else came up with and you put your own spin on it and it becomes a whole new thing. Because I honestly didn't even, I've scrolled through Shay McGee's work a million times.
Didn't put it together.
Yeah. Okay, and the last thing.
Well, and all the bedding is different and stuff, so it does not look like that, her daughter's room, but that's where I kind of got that inspiration. So,
okay, yeah, you did. I mean, you took the inspiration, but you did not like
copy.
Yeah, it's
Made it
definitely
your
not
own.
copy. Okay, well, I basically I have way too much inspiration to apply to my own home. I told you when I worked, I want to build a second story, and so now I'm going to take all of these little tidbits, but. Incredible. I mean,
Thank you.
Really genuinely did not think you could do it. Not because I was questioning your skill set, but you had done it so well before. How could you?
Well, thank you.
Go from masterpiece to...
Again, I had all the confidence that it was going to be over the top, and it is. It's great. And
thank you.
It's warm, it's cozy, and it's everything you would want in a home for a long time to come.
Yeah.
So... Tell them you want to be, guys, if we follow her on Instagram, Blooming Ivy Lane, if we follow her, maybe she'll post more.
Right. Let's just blow her up.
Okay. Blow her up.
Okay. I am working on it.
Hire someone. Get the kids to do it.
I've got Lacey.
Yes.
Right? Lacey Abercrombie. Shout out.
I know her personally.
She does help me some. And she was just here last week, and she was like, I don't understand what you're waiting for. And so I was like, I need someone. The technology side of it is not my thing. So I'm like, I need a person.
Yeah, she needs to be. Lacey, do it for her because there's way too much here. It's too good. So guys, follow her. Also, y'all do build homes. So
we do Highview Homes.
Highview Homes. So y'all have an Instagram for that as well. Okay, guys, just.
She's like a treasure, a secret that needs to be out in the world.
Yeah. So when you're famous, when you're the next Shay McGee, just don't forget about me.
I don't think I'll ever be like. I'm not like professionally trained or anything. This is just something I like.
The best girls are not professionally trained.
Yeah, we're not either. We're not, but we love it, and so we're sharing.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. The best thing is, like I said before, is that there just aren't any rules now. No. There used to be all these and there's just not. And so
go wild.
Layer all the patterns, layer all the colors.
Yeah.
Mix and match and just go for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I love it. I'm inspired. If you like photos, we have photos on the blog. Again, go attack her on Instagram. Both their building so everything's linked in the description. So make sure Highview Homes, right?
Yeah.
And then Blooming Ivy Lane. And so
thanks for having us.
Of course. Thank y'all for
subscribe
coming.
To both our channels. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see you guys next time.
Yes. Have a good
Bye.
day. Bye.